Thanks, Sophie. You're watching South East Today. Our top story tonight: Brighton's troubled I-360 goes into administration, and we hear from people conned out of thousands by a fraudster from Bexhill. Hello, I'm Ellie Crisell. The troubled I-360 attraction in Brighton, beset by financial problems since it opened 8 years ago, has filed for administration. The City Council says it owes them £51 million, as Juliet Parkin reports.
The ups and downs of one of the most controversial seaside attractions the South East has ever seen. It promises 360-degree views of the city, coast and South Downs, the giant glass pod reaching a height of 450 feet. But what it lacked was enough paying visitors to clear its multi-million-pound debt. Our ride this afternoon proved just that.
Residents in this city face paying off this debt over generations. We have been saddled with £51 million worth of debt because of that very, very poor and naive decision. And that means that this council will be repaying that using the funds that we could otherwise be spending on frontline services, whether that is nurseries or fixing potholes or reducing homelessness and all of the things that we know our residents want us to do.
Work on the tower site began in summer 2014, created by the same team behind the London Eye, with high hopes of similar success. The Duke of Edinburgh officially opened it in autumn 2016, and over the years it has hosted Eurovision stars, celebrities and stunts. But it has always divided opinion in this city.
Yeah, it's a feature. It makes Brighton what it is.
Some like it, some see it as a blight on the shoreline.
It's ridiculous. The council didn't set it up properly in the first place, and it wasn't administered properly. The whole thing was a farce from the beginning. So I'm not surprised they're in trouble now.
Well, it's known locally as the eyesore 360, and I think that's quite a fitting name for it.
But traders next door say they hope it stays in business.
I'm sure that it's going to do all right. I just believe in myself that something is going to happen with it, and they're going to save it.
In 2014, the council, led then by the Green Party, agreed to lend £36.2 million to Brighton I-360 Limited, money which came from a government loan. Under its original repayment schedule, the I-360 had been due to repay almost £18 million by September 2023. But by January this year, only £5.8 million had been repaid. Labour say it's a day of shame for the Green Party.
I am disappointed that the Labour Council is trying to continue to use the I-360 as a political football. It can't have helped that they've been talking it down for many years now.
Brighton I-360 Limited says the decision to appoint administrators is down to escalating costs, unfavourable summer weather and the cost of living crisis. A buyer is being sought to rescue it. Debt, not success it seems, has soared sky high. Juliet Parkin, BBC South East Today, Brighton.
People who were scammed by a fraudster who misled her friends with a bogus trust fund say they feel humiliated. Kim Older extracted thousands from her victims. She's been convicted of fraud by false representation, as Charlie Rose reports.
She's telling me, look, if I don't make these payments, you won't get a penny back. You'll lose all of your money, which just made me give her more.
This is the woman who conned Glyn into handing over the money he'd saved for a new house, bit by bit, over 2 years, promising in return a share of a trust fund, which didn't really exist. Kim Older claimed she needed the money for legal costs to access the fictitious inheritance. Glyn says he fell for Older's scam only because people close to him vouched for her.
I stupidly gave more and more and more, and then when I said no, that's it, I'm not doing it anymore, she then turned around and said, well, if you don't give me more money, you'll lose every penny that you've given me.
So how much money had you given Kim Older by this point?
About £20,000, and then it went up. It was about £35,000 in the end.
Why didn't you stop these payments much sooner and really start questioning it?
She had other people phoning me, posing as bank managers and people from the insurance company, and it all seemed so real.
Another of Older's victims has asked us not to reveal her identity.
She had mentioned one day at work that she couldn't afford to pay her bills, and I felt really sorry for her. Me being me, I wanted to help where I could. However, it got to the point where Kim had claimed that she did have money coming to her and it was going to be in her bank account, but she needed a certain pot of money to access that money. So she was due to be inheriting millions of pounds.
Older tricked Sarah into handing over a total of £23,000. At Hove Crown Court, Older was convicted of 2 counts of fraud by false representation and given a suspended prison sentence. She must also undertake rehabilitation sessions and carry out 240 hours of unpaid work. Charlie Rose, BBC South East Today, Bexhill.
Time now for a look at the weather. Here's Nina Ridge.
Overnight tonight is going to stay dry, but we could see some patchy mist and fog having formed by morning. Much of that should clear to give us a brighter afternoon, but still pretty chilly as temperatures are struggling. A chilly night to come with a widespread frost first thing tomorrow morning. The mist and fog is a little hit and miss, not everywhere, but we will see some dense and possibly freezing fog in 1 or 2 places. And in fact, it's pretty stubborn to clear where it has formed. But away from the mist and fog, we'll see some sunnier spells breaking through for the afternoon and temperatures reaching highs of 6 to 8 degrees. Another dry and bright day on Friday. Should stay dry for the weekend as it starts to turn a little milder.
Thank you, Nina. That is it from the late team. Ian Palmer will be back in the morning. Good night.